John, to start things off. That gives a little bit of microphone.
All right, we ready?
Songwriterstage, we have John Bird, also Christopher Vincent, and Andrew Atkins. Get started with John.
All right, well, guys, first of all, thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. Good to see faces that I know and some faces that I don't know yet, but I'm looking forward to meeting you. Anyway, I'm going to start this song off with everything's original. That's part of the showcase. Let's start this song off with a song I wrote for my grandmother. Single tear ran down his face as I said my goodbye. Only time I'd ever seen her cry. Wiped it away as softly as I could. Grabbed her hand and talked to her gently as she would. Don't wait for the call before you tell them all of the little things you want to know. If you wait for the call, you might not get to talk at all. Let them know what they mean to you. I can still remember the strain in his voice as Mom was home. I heard him talk 1,000 times before. This time it filled my bones. Dad couldn't take the news he heard. Of the end of the line. Oh no, no. I held him up and I held him tight as he started to cry. He said, son, don't wait for the call before you tell them all the little things you wanted them to know. If you wait for the call, might not get to talk at all. Let them know what they mean to you. Sitting on my porch swing, picking up the 6-string, thinking what you mean to me. Called up my mother and my father, even my brother. Thank them for all the memories. Don't wait for the call before you tell them all of the little things you wanted them to know. If you wait for the call, might not get to talk at all. Let them know what they mean to you. Walk down to the tavern to play 5 songs set on the Thursday. Saw so many faces and not many other places. We should all probably be.
That's really pretty good, man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Praise that show. My name's Christopher Vincent. I'm gonna play a really sad song that usually puts people to sleep, but not if I play it first. So it's called "Within My Dreams." Go with you? Yeah. It's been like this for 2 years. He's commenting on my taped-in EQ because it didn't fit, but it does now.
I'd say that worked well with my shirt though.
Yeah.
Matches.
Just one more night before fate wins the fight. Who's to say what's right in such certain twilight? Yes, I watched it grow like a fleur-de-lis. Its taste was sour, but it smelled so sweet. Before dawn's approach, can we not be as the lamb, simply lying about with no sense of demise? True, and all that is real, where life does abound, and there's no rain or snow within my dreams. This is where I must go. Clocks are all wrong, and the flags out of place. What a world rearranged, what a reason to stay. Yes, every skull smiles, but they have no ears to hear that could be told from experience. So, oh, what eyes, what hands that create all that is real and all that is fate. Does abound, and there's no rain or snow. It is within my dreams. This is where I must go. What am I to adhere to nothing at all? To evolve, sweet dreams.
Hello, that was fantastic. My name's Andrew Adkins. I play in a band called the Wild Rumpus, and if you come see us, I guarantee you'll see some pretty mid-level, mediocre performances, like tonight, right? I make up songs, and I'm going to play a bunch of them I made up. This is a song about a gypsy girl that I once knew.
I don't know, y'all's pretty good at the Badlands.
Well, thank you. My mom always said one fan couldn't be wrong. Mama was a gypsy, and daddy was a wind. Master of 7 bells, purveyor of sin. Her hair was long and black, her eyes just as dark. And if you weren't watching, she'd walk off with your heart. You can't tell her no, she doesn't know what that means. You can't tell her no, she doesn't know what that means. She hit the ground running when she was 17. Like a daddy the wind, she just wanted to be free. She never found a place that made her want to stay. She never looked back, she wasn't going that way. She'll never settle down, she doesn't know what that means. She'll never settle down, she doesn't know what that means. Dancing on her breath, a string of thorns tattooed on her breast, to protect the heart of dear sweet rose. I love the smell of moonlight in her clothes. She's got lots of love, but it ain't no mistake. She holds her heart just right, so it will never break. She knows all the right words, you can't tell her no. It's easy to fall in love with Rose. You can't tell her no, she doesn't know what that means. You can't tell her no, she doesn't know what that means. You can't tell her no, she doesn't know what that means. You can't tell her no, she doesn't know what that means. Her mama was a gypsy, her daddy was a wind. Thank you.
All right. Well, I just want to tell you how excited I am to keep seeing more people coming in, more people coming in. I was real excited about doing this show because I'm a big fan of Quiet, and I'd heard a lot about the Wild Rumpus. I hadn't heard them yet, but I heard a lot about them, so when we started doing the show, I thought, well, I better YouTube and dig a lot of your stuff, man, definitely. So appreciate you coming out. Here's my next one. It's called Sleeping in My Boots. Well, it's the middle of the night. I just got home. I got lightning on my breath, staring at my phone, but you ain't called, and I'm still all alone. Well, I wait all night and hope to hear from you. This night right, no matter what I do, I'm sleeping in my boots and put a foot on the floor. As soon as you call, I'm here for the door. I'll wait as long as I have to. my boots. My boots. Till we call off the truth, I'll be sleeping in my boots. Sleeping in my boots. Tossing and turning, it's 1:30. If I'm being honest, and I know that we're done, but honesty is honestly where I'm coming from. No, sit and wait all night, hope to hear from you. It's not right, no matter what I do. I'm sleeping in my boots with one foot on the floor. As soon as you call, I'm headed for the door. I'll wait as long as I have to. Honey, and I really love you, hey, till we call off the truth. Sleeping in my boots, my boots. Till we call off the truth, I'll be sleeping in my boots. Sleeping in my boots. There you go, found another man. He won't love you like one sugar man. Why we can't be together? Never understand. Well, I'll wait all night, hope to hear from you. It's not right, no matter what I do. I'm sleeping in my boots with one foot on the floor. Since you called, I'm headed for the door. Wait as long as I have to. Honey, and I really love you. Till we call off the truth, I'll be sleeping in my boots.
Is it possible to get a couple bottles of water up here, please? This song is called, it's called Entitled. Written by a name. This was an anonymous donation from the Songwriters Guild of Ukraine. Every soul in this town has a reason to be, and one after another expressing their antipathy. It's time to make a move before their tongues get too busy, and find another thorn that still bears honey. No necesito nada, everywhere I go I am fair. No necesito nada, but sometimes I wish I did. Oh, I won't waste this, I won't waste this time as if it were mine. Oh, I won't waste this, I won't waste this time the way I would waste my own. That doesn't show in your eyes. You have to find the words that curl their verbal trials. So tell them the secret, be one in their fear, until they feel near. Then hold out your hand and show them how you disappear. Everywhere I go, I am fed. Oh, but sometimes I wish I did. Oh, I can't waste this time as if it were mine. Oh, I won't waste this time the way I would waste mine. Everywhere I go, I am fed. Je me manquais avant ça va, but sometimes I wish I did.
I just got to see Quiet for the first time the other night at a festival down called the Rock and Roots Festival, and they killed it. It was very impressive.
I just got to see Wild Rumpus for the first time at a festival down in the mountains called Rock and Roots. They killed it.
We hurt it. We injured it. This is a true story that I made up about a farmer that I made up. My granddad left me 80 acres, and it's all but gone. This house and one cornfield, it's all that's left of this farm. The kids, they all left and moved to the city. They left me here alone. This will be the first thing they sell when I'm dead and gone. God bless America and this Chevrolet. Sweet apple pie and amazing grace. Living on credit and borrowed time. Watch the American dream pass me by. Hallelujah. Well, I serve this country, and I've done some time. God called running liquor down in North Carolina. And I fought in war, and I fought the law. I tried my best, but you can't win them all. God bless America and this Chevrolet. Sweet apple pie and amazing grace. Living on credit and borrowed time. Watch the American dream pass me by. Hallelujah.
reaching that far. God bless America, this Chevrolet. Sweet apple pie, amazing grace. Living on credit and borrowed time. Watch the American dream pass me by. Hallelujah.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So this next song I wrote is about all the different types of love. Most of the songs that I write are about love one way or the other, or lack thereof, love maybe, but they're all about love in one way or the other. So I got the idea to put all the different, I think there's 7 different forms, the agape and all that jazz. I can't remember all of it right off the top of my head, but anyway. Yeah. And so anyway, so I gave a little example of everything throughout this. Hope you like it. Sometimes you gotta give a little, take a little, spend a little, make a little. Love, talk about love. Everybody has a different look. Some have it right, some a little messed up. Love, talk about love. If I see you down, I'ma pick you up. Gotta give a little, take a little, spend a little, make a little. Love, talk about love. Then I see you start to glow. I'ma sit back and watch so we can grow. Love, talk about love. Whatever I can do to make your day better. Pick up this guitar, help me sound out each letter of this sweater. You gotta give a little, take a little, spend a little, make a little. Love, talking about love.
This one's by Bad Company. It's called Ready for Love.
That would be awesome.
I know that shit. I know that whole song probably.
I'm embarrassed.
On this rocky road, wondering where my life's been leading, holding on to the better days. Ooh, I want you to stay.
That song was written by songwriters, so there you go. That's true.
Excuse me. So I have all sad songs, and I apologize for that, but they asked me here, so that's what I'm going to do.
Sad ones are the good ones.
Yeah, Quiet gets the happy songs. They have all those.
Chris and I went to Morgantown a few weeks ago, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, I'm going to play all sad songs all night long. Is that okay with you?" I said, "Brother, I like all sad songs. That might just be me, but yeah, that's perfect for me." And he did all night long, and we loved it.
We cried together and
Held each other.
there wasn't a single ounce of judgment.
Like two Vikings.
Something to say?
Like two Vikings going off to war.
That's right.
Spooning.
Yes.
Yeah. It was an emotional moment.
All sad, all night long.
Semi-platonic. This is a song about jealousy, and it's called The Green-Eyed Monster. It's what Shakespeare would call jealousy. I feel too much, make it less, for I fear that I surfeit a green-eyed monster that I do mock. I cannot sleep, for I can hear you squawk. Where you've gone, it's where I've been, and if I could, I'd go back again, just to see that look on my face, so naive and without grace. Some move on, some regrets, and as for me, I always forget that I am home, and I will go home. A world nobody knows. That's what's done will be done. Oh, green-eyed monster, I mean this grave, I promise you that I will not behave, though I know you'd love to see a little passion finally from me. As for me, I always forget that I am a stone, and you will be home. A man nobody knows. I don't want to live, paralyzed by fear, hypnotized by greed. I don't want to go, but I'm not going to stay and watch the waves erode the castles I've made. I don't want to hear, and I don't want to see. I don't want to feel, and I just want to sleep. I don't want to sing, but silence deafens me, and as I strum the strings, I can't help but think that I know better than everything I've been taught. And still it is screaming, let me in, let me in. Yes, I know better than everything I've been taught. Yes, I know better than to ever love the pain it's brought. Green-eyed monster, have your feast, fill your belly and release me please, and let me drift off to sleep, to the fainting sound of your fluttering wings.
That was the nicest way I've ever heard it. That was real. I'm not quite sure how to follow that one. That was pretty damn good right there. So I'm gonna do a rap montage.
Way cool, Junior.
What's that?
Rap montage. Way cool, Junior.
Well, I got invited down to write for a band there this winter, and so I'm playing all songs tonight that they said no to. So this is yeah. I'm not gonna play the ones they said yes to. It's just the ones they said no to. This is one of them. I gotta remember how it starts. 49 Pontiac rolling down the open road. Packed it full, left this town almost a week ago. Headed out west to change our luck, try to find a place to make a buck, keep our heads above that waterline. Layoffs came when they shut down the mines. Daddy worked nights till the work ran dry. Kept on smiling like it didn't have a care. Windows rolled down, the wind in our hair. Daddy driving to me, passenger side. May the wind blow strong across your back. May love always find your heart. May your roots hold you firmly to the ground. Even when the times are hard. Sound of the wheels rolling along, every mile singing our favorite song. Knew if there was work that he would take it. He wasn't sure that we would make it, but I knew that Pontiac wouldn't let us down. May the wind blow strong across your back. May love always find your heart. May your roots hold you firmly to the ground. Even when the times are hard. Just another city, but it sure was nice. Just like all the others, the work ran dry. Kept on searching for the American life. Left this town with her head held high. Me and Daddy, California bound. May the wind blow strong across your back. May love always find your heart. May your roots hold you firmly to the ground. Even when the times are hard.
Can I get some more juice? Yeah. All right. All right, so this next song I've got coming up, I wrote, started playing music out a little over 2 years ago. Something I just kind of started doing, and it's kind of taken off. Got a bunch of t-shirts over here. Travis Vandal just left a minute ago, but he said, "Is there anybody in the tri-state area that doesn't have one of those t-shirts?" I said, "Yes, quite a few." So when, when I finish that box, there'll be 500 t-shirts strong. So anyway, but this song is called Gypsy Woman, and I got a free download on CMT for you if you want it later. Let me know, I'll give it to you. Gypsy woman, she put a spell on you. Oh yeah, think you safe but no telling what she make you do. Lord. So brown, eyes so blue. When she shakes her hips, it's nothing you gon' do, no. Gypsy woman, she put a spell on you. Oh, yeah. When she sings, you ain't gonna lose. She's a gypsy woman. She put a spell on you. Listen, mama's gonna hate her, but your daddy knows why you date her. Whatever she wants, you'll be sure to cater. Gypsy woman, she put a spell on you. Now the wind changed direction, you lost her affection. Don't try to hate her, it's just her nature. She's a gypsy woman. Woo! She put a spell on you. Yeah. Very nice, Chris.
Hey, thank you for letting me play on that. That was awesome. I don't, what is that? It's a... Oh, that's Radiohead. I am so... I remember when Quiet played the Civic Center for a roller derby. It was about 1,500 people. And that was a large margin from what we had, our biggest show, which was probably about 500 or 600. And I looked at my hand and it was completely steady, and I said, something's wrong with me. You know, I have some kind of performance sociopathy or something. But I learned that when I get into intimate crowds and I'm playing solo, I'm shaking like crazy. And I just showed John my hand here after that song, and I just can't even keep my water bottle straight. You know, forgive me if you don't care, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm nervous and you know, just...
But he's sounding great.
So this is a song I'm really uncomfortable singing, just like all of them. So that was the whole preface there. like a man. I realized the other day it sounds dressed like a man. Please ignore that parody throughout, please.
When he feels like he is something else, I am just like a man when he feels like he's in control, and so much like a man, troubled when he understands he's not. Yes, I believe in things that aren't there, I have doubt in things that are. But I am only me in so many ways, could never be the same.
Thank you very much.
I don't really play the harmonica, but one time Ron Soul told me that if you want to be a singer-songwriter, you have to have a harmonica case. So I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to wear it.
Looks good.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I got. But do I look more like a singer-songwriter now?
You do.
Yeah.
You want my shirt?
No, not at all. Not 1 ounce of me does.
I like.
I want your the PD Bird shirt. I'll wear that one. I'll wear that one.
I'll hook you up, brother. I know the guy that owns that store.
All right. Well, I'll buy one of those.
All right.
We got one for you right here.
All right. I'll put that on.
Yeah, that particular one. That's about an extra small.
That ain't gonna work.
No, I'll wear that. Listen, I don't know if you guys realize this, but I can rock that. I'm sexy enough to rock that shirt. You know, that's what the ladies like, fat guys in little tiny shirts, man. I would get some skinny jeans and rock it out. So tight you can tell what religion I am.
Get you some
I'm
cowboy.
having a hard time not just grabbing on them over here.
He's singing these songs to me. I'm dressed like a man.
He smells like lavender.
His Y chromosome.
I do smell like lavender. Now that weirds me out because that's what kind of soap I use.
Get some cowboy Birkenstocks.
Well, this is I don't even know what song I want to sing now.
You got pretty feet.
I know that's a lie.
I have pretty feet.
Well, this is a song. This is a. I don't even know what I'm singing. Oh, this is a song. I'm so aroused. I don't know.
You and me three, brother.
This is a song I wrote about my family, and I wasn't going to do it, but my friend Larry is here, so I decided to do it. And I haven't sang this song since I recorded it, which is going to be on my solo album, which is going to come out this month. And if pre-sales are any indication, it's going to make me tens of dollars. So I'm really excited about it. We'll probably go double aluminum on the pawn shop charts. But this song will be on. This is about my family. I was named after my great-grandpa. He never left the holler, he just worked on the farm. Before I ever came around, he was already gone. It's time had moved on. My grandmother told me stories, some of them were true. She said there's so much of him, son, reminds me of you. The way you act, the way you talk, sometimes it seems the same. And I am proud you share his name. And the shadows come, they block the sun, they chase the day away. Words don't come that easily when you've got nothing to say. Tomorrow is so hard to see, the sun there in your eyes. And I am sad the time flies. Well, my grandpa was a coal mine man, fought in World War II. He was a foxhole gunner in Patton's army, hold our values true. So many fought, so many died, but grandpa, he survived till the black lung took his life. Well, my daddy never shed one tear, stood there proud to say that everyone's time will come for them someday. Said my granddad led a good life, now he's in a better place. And I am proud we share his name. And the shadows come, they block the sun, they chase the day away. Words don't come that easily when you've got nothing to say. Tomorrow is so hard to see, the sun there in your eyes. And I am sad the time flies. forget. Time is something you wish away, and then you wish you had more of it. Time brings sorrow, happiness, sad, sad goodbyes. And time sure flies. Oh, I may not work the farm down in the mine, but I know how to sow seed and never cross a picket line. Lessons learned from the men who came before me in my life. I am sad, sad that time flies. I am sad, sad that time flies. Thank you, guys.
All right. So you guys want to hear the story about this shirt? Yeah. All right. So I get invited down to Nashville this past weekend. I'm the only one here. And the president of this record company says, "Son, needs you a Western shirt for a photo shoot." I said, "I'm not that kind of country." And he said, "What do you mean not that kind of country?" I said, "Well, I'm from West Virginia, but yeah, I'm not really that country." He said, "Well, get your shirt." I said, "I'm almost 300 pounds. Where am I going to get a Western shirt?" he said, "I don't care where you get it, just get one." So I roll into town a day early, and I'm walking around the strip on Broadway, and going in and out these Western shops, which is a lot of fun for a guy my size. And I finally find this woman, her name's Cookie. And she says, "Honey, what can I do you for?" And I said, "Well, I gotta have a Western shirt." She said, "You're awful big for a Western shirt." I said, "Well, yeah, I am, but I gotta have one." She said, "Well, come on back here." She takes me to the back corner of the store where there's 3 shirts hanging that I could remotely fit in. And it's one of this one. There was one that was turquoise paisley. Yeah, yeah, that wasn't happening. And there was a white one with red roses.
White would be good.
This one went out. So I thought, well, you know, I'll wear it one time, not ever wear it again. And then she rung it up. Holy God. Oh, well, I'm going to wear it again. So anyway, that's the story behind this shirt. I hope you like it. Now this next song is, I wrote it about a friend of mine's little girl. I was out in Sugar Land, Texas, hanging out for an MMA fight, actually. And he's got a little girl, and she's got the craziest little blonde afro you ever did see in your life. I mean, it's the cutest hair. Her mom hates it because she can't do anything with it, but it's the cutest. Anyway, she's going through a stage where everything was, maybe I'll go outside and play. Maybe you'll take me to the pool. Maybe. I mean, everything was maybe. And I thought it was the cutest little thing. So I sat down and wrote a little ditty about it called Maybe. Maybe I'll get up today, stay inside and go out and play. Maybe. Maybe I'll get in my car, maybe drive somewhere far, maybe. There's one thing that I know for sure, curls on your head I just adore. That ain't no maybe, baby, 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 baby. Maybe today we'll act a fool. Maybe some rays at the pool. Maybe. Maybe I'll eat a whole tub of butter. Baby, I'll make your heart flutter, baby. Well, there's one thing that I know for sure. Girls on your head I just adore. That ain't no maybe. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, I'll change your life today. Maybe help you with something to say. Maybe. Maybe I'll blow a kiss your way. Maybe tell you it's gonna be okay. Maybe. It's one thing that I know for sure. Girls on your head I just adore. That ain't no maybe. Baby, 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 baby.
I'm going to take a break from the sad songs, I think.
No.
I'm going to move into depressed and disparaged.
Okay, we'll take that.
This is called Sitting on the Shelf.
Wrists little.
Imaginary friends that disappear into the fray, and little birds that leave you trying to remember your own name when you don't want to wake up on the shelf with makeup on and nothing else. The song remains the same, but time it gives a different vein until you're standing in a cannibal's house just trying to avoid the rain and praying you don't wake up on the shelf, stressed and stuffed in just a pouch. I said I don't want a different form and I don't want a different frame. I only want to make you smile. The bird said you want a lot of things. I said I just want to wake up on the shelf. Wake up sitting on the shelf with all the shit and nothing else, and now the notch in a worn out belt. Despite its cursed gift or flight, I am starved and I will hunt it out of the sky, and I will feast on memories till the day that they cease, and that day will share reply. Flocks and cries at the clicking of the clocks, and leery to land on the ground near such a sly fox will one day wake up on the shelf, found and naked, nothing else. Yes, he who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby will one day end up shooting little birds out of the sky for his collection on the shelf. Next to the clocks forever at 12, and all the flocks that never delve, they might never lose their good health. Despite its cursed gift or flight, I am drunk and I will hunt it out of the sky, and I will feast on memories till the day that we cease. What a day to share a blind. While you're hiding, I will wait. it turns to despair. He who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby will one day end up shooting little birds out of the sky for his collection on the shelf. Next to the clocks forever at 12, and all the flocks that never delve, they might never lose their good health.
Can't tell you how many times I've ended up in piano.
Well, I have a list of songs that I wrote. I got about 25 songs on there, and I'm just kind of winging it here.
Good,
So,
I'm gonna need a couple.
What's
I'm gonna need a couple.
I got plenty. I got as many as you need. I also enjoy the sad and depressing song, and I was going to do the saddest song maybe ever, but then I decided not to. I'm going to do a different song that I don't really play out in public yet. I got asked to play this bit down in Bristol for the Carter family. With a guy named Tim O'Brien. They're doing this whole Lomax tour thing, which I think will come to West Virginia a couple times. But anyway, I got asked to write a song like A.P. Carter would write a song, and I'm a huge fan of A.P. Carter because all his gospel tunes are weird and creepy and mean and evil. So I decided to write a song like I believe that A.P. Carter would write songs today. He was still alive today. But he would be about 176, so his songs would sound like this. So he would be mummified, living at a cannibal's house. But anyway, my band, I wrote this, and then now there's another band on it. But anyway, it's my version of a gospel tune that I think that A.P. Carter would be writing today. The day I was born, it poured rain, thunder roared like the sound of a train. Mama, she cried and daddy hit her hand. Knew I'd been dealt a bad hand. Knew I'd been dealt a bad hand. Knew I'd been dealt a bad hand. Well, Mama grew old before her time, robbed her of her youth and her mind. She begged me not to go, living that life on a bad road. Getting into heaven is a hard road. Getting into heaven is a hard road. Getting into heaven is a hard road. It's hard, hard.
I'll be out of the way.
Well, life ain't fair to anyone. Time ain't nothing but a loaded gun. Devil will claim you as his own. Live your life on a bad road. Getting into heaven is a hard road. Getting into heaven is a hard road. Getting into heaven is a hard road. It's hard, hard road.
This is not a break, but how about these singer-songwriters tonight? This is Songwriterstage number 7. Don't pay attention to my fingers. There's 5, 6, 7. But next week it'll be Songwriterstage number 8. We started this almost 2 months ago. We appreciate y'all coming out tonight. We're on a roll, we feel. And tonight is a highlight, I think, of the series that we've had. Next week it's Jody Herndon along with Adam Cox and Hobo Clay, followed by Blues Crossing and other duos or trios yet to be named on the following week, the 15th. Upcoming this summer, we also have indications of interest of being featured by the Sea from Mountain Stage appearances. Also, Paul and Oaks. You saw Paul Calicote here last week. His duo partner is Jay Oaks. They also have been known in the area as Territories, but we prefer the name of Paul and Oaks. It has a ring to it, don't you think? But anyway, be looking at your Facebook pages for the various people coming up to Songwriterstage in the coming weeks. And right now, my friend Mike Arcuri, want to let y'all know that these gentlemen are all here tonight of their own volition. That means they've all volunteered to be here to entertain you tonight.
I mean, I do have t-shirts for sale there.
This is a
all kinds of them.
they all make their living as singer-songwriters, and they've taken the time to come out of their schedules and out of their closets to come see y'all tonight. And please be generous. My friend Mike Arcuri is passing around the Songwriterstage receptacle, we call it. I guess that's what we'll call it tonight. And be generous, please. Your support is supporting the arts and the artists right here on this stage of Charleston, West Virginia. We're trying to bring the music to the forefront of West Virginia and Charleston, and this is the closest thing we have seen to the Bluebird, if you've been to Nashville, is right here at Timothy's. That's what we're endeavoring to do right here. So without further ado, we're going to get back to the music with John Bird, Christopher Vincent, and this guy.
Thank you all.
I also have some PD Bird t-shirts for sale. If anyone is interested, I'll be selling PD Bird t-shirts after the show. So come on up and buy one. And we don't want to guilt you guys into throwing money in that tip jar, but if you don't, we don't, our kids don't get to eat.
The kids that I don't have yet, but they're not eating.
My kid needs braces on his legs.
I'm sure my kid will too. All right, so this next song I wrote because it seems like everybody's always looking for that perfect person, that perfect relationship. Everything has to be perfect, and I kept kind of thinking that, I'm kind of a nice guy and halfway have my head together and sometimes have a job. And, well, I'm not half bad. Don't beat on anybody. Don't cheat on anybody. I ain't half bad. So, anyway, this is a song I wrote for a girl that kind of thinks I'm half bad. Friends, you think I'm funny, and I'll never make you feel alone. When you call, pick up my phone. You never have to look for me, 'cause I'll be right where I said I'd be. So why don't you waste your life on me? Don't think that you're the one for me. No. But every day I learn just one more thing to make you happy. never make you feel alone. When you call, pick up my phone. You never have to look for me, 'cause I'll be right where I said I'd be. So why don't you waste your life on me? I know I ain't high society, not even close. Look at my shirt. But you know that I'll be a real good daddy. Oh, and thanks, brother. And I'll never make you feel alone. When you call, pick up my phone. Never have to look for me, 'cause I'll be right where I said I'd be. So why don't you waste your life on me?
Why do you guys drink? What do you drink? What's that about? I thought we were all like.
Well,
I thought we were all drunks. I've never.
thank you all for coming. I like that one best, man. Yeah, let's see. I think last week I got pulled over for what could have been a DUI, and it wasn't, because I wasn't over the influence. Or over the legal limit, rather. That's debatable, but anyway, I passed all the tests and everything, and it just kind of hit me. Hey, man, you're too pretty to go to jail. Way too pretty to go to jail. So I had to kind of chill out on that a little bit.
I think there's three of us up here, and only one of us is too pretty to go to jail.
Well, he's got awful pretty feet.
Hey, I would do really well in jail.
You know, I was afraid I wouldn't have a good time up here tonight.
You would be good. You would be good for bartering.
Yeah. For a good pack of cigarettes. I don't even smoke. Oh, Lord.
Man, I had to come back to that, get you guys so good.
Get over and lay down.
I wrote a song about West Virginia, and it's called "Wild and Wonderful." Shocker! And this is it. And this is the original version. This is the uncut. These are the director's cut. So please it.
We're religion and tight bridges.
Climbing up the mountains of the place where I was raised, and it hits me like a West Virginia blizzard in the face. The only thing that I have to say is that I'm wild and you're wonderful, and as much as they wish we ain't open for business. Yes, I'm wild and you're wonderful, and as big as this pond is, it could never and how they'd understand that nothing great ever came as being the same as the next man. So you dress me up like a doll and you take me by the hand, and we go out to the city and we show them how we dance, and they'll
dare and shake the fist, but we are breaking laws. Maybe we're doing them a favor by revealing all their flaws. Well, there's a time to give a shot and a time to provoke, and we both check our watches and decide it's time for both. Cause I'm wild and you're wonderful. We say that we're part Cherokee and buy crosses at the Dollar Tree. Well, I'm wild and you're wonderful. You taught me how to dance. Just move my feet and clap my on 6th Avenue couldn't do what we do, and only two Appalachians could do it in the afternoon, because we both got hearts black as coal and moonshine tainted souls. And when we've succeeded, they'll say that we seceded, but we know from where we came, and we'll both be back again. The same mountains that locked us in gave us time to grow into our skin. Yes, I'm wild and you're wonderful. As much as the wish we ain't open for business. Yes, I'm wild and you're wonderful. And as big as this pond is, it could never hold these fish.
All right, man. I like that. Thank you guys so much.
You bring him up, I'll just bring him back.
Hey, that sounds all right.
This is when I was a young kid, I used to go watch a guy named Mike Morningstar play. If anybody's a fan of Mike Morningstar, and his son Ben taught me a G chord, and unfortunately Ben passed away a couple years later. And I was hanging out with Mike Morningstar a couple years ago, and he told me that he hadn't written a song since his son had died. And you know, Mike was one of the most prolific songwriters that I ever knew. And to hear that he hadn't written a song since his son had died, which had been 6 years at the time, it really kind of messed my brain up. And he told me that the reason is because every time he sat down to be creative, he felt sorry and sad and depressed because Ben was so creative. So I said, hold on for a second. And I picked up a guitar and I made up this song for him. And I played it for Mike, and he said, that is a beautiful song, and I never want to hear it again. So I'm going to play it for you guys. I woke up this morning, yesterday's blue. Could not help but think about the memories of you. And I've dreamed tomorrow, and it's more the same. So I'll go back to bed, sleep away the pain. I scraped up enough money for a liquor store run and $5 whiskey is safer than a gun. And I'll drink every drop till my throat it burns. I'll wake up tomorrow to see what I've learned.
all this go away. Wish I knew what to do to stop thinking about you. Bottle's empty, my head it hurts, my heart can't get out from underneath your curse. And I've thought about everything you ever said. I can't stop living deep in my head. Wish I knew what to say, make all this go away. Wish I knew what to do to stop thinking about you. I woke up this morning, yesterday's blue.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I think I could listen to that a couple more times.
You can buy my album.
I guarantee you. He's going to be rocking my t-shirt. I'm going to be playing his album. We're going to be supporting each other. I love it. Has anybody ever been down to the vineyards in North Carolina? You guys go down there sometimes? Well, it's not one of, it is my favorite down there. It's called Stony Knoll Vineyards. And I'm buddies with the guy that owns the place simply because I go there so often. But anyway, I was down there at Stony Knoll and was looking around, and there was a particular somebody that was on my mind, and everywhere I looked, something else would remind me of her, and it was pissing me off. I was trying to have a good time, play a little music. I was playing the wine festival down there, and Dobson, North Carolina. If you're interested, get off exit 93 off of 77, right? 77 or 74? I can't remember. Anyway, so this song is about everywhere you look, there they are. I hope everywhere you look reminds you of me. Everything he says reminds you of me. Every time you touch, it reminds you, yeah, he ain't me, oh no. I can't believe you when you say you're okay. 'Cause I know I'm not, no, and it's been that way since you walked out of my life. It still cuts me like a knife. You're still everywhere with me. Remember all the nights by the TV. Never needed to go out, just my company. Wherever you are, I hope you're company, yeah. But I know it must be hard, 'cause everywhere you see me, I can't believe you when you say you're okay. 'Cause I know I'm not, baby, and it feels that way since you walked out of my life. Cuts me like a knife. You're still everywhere with me.
song is about, oh God, you'll just figure it out if you really care. It's, you know, I just had an entire conversation in my head in front of you guys.
They were screaming at each other.
Professor Xavier over here. This is called Ain't No Man Gonna Change. Ain't no man gonna change. You could take him home and rest his weary bones. And when you wake, he'll have left you all alone. He could repent for his sins. Yes, every last one of them. But for all you know, he can't wait to begin again. Yes, if you turn on the lights, you'll find ain't no man gonna change. Ain't no man gonna change. When he knocks on your door and asks gently to come in, and he says he's not there, is anything but a friend. And you open your ears while he cries that his life is just dirt. And you wipe his tears while he's got his hands up your skirt. Ain't no man gonna change. Now that you know you can move on, but so sweep up the glass and tell yourself to breathe. Throw away the notes from the novels and the sleeves. No one can see you crying when you're standing in the rain, thinking anything besides. Ain't no man gonna change.
That was my critic. That was pretty guitar
Enjoy your business.
Okay. Let's get this good now. Get on swap. Didn't I see your ghost? You're alive, and yet I see your spirit walk these floors. Oh my love, how could you hug the one you most adore? I've still got mine, so tell me when you lose yours. Oh, didn't I scream your name? Then you left, and the wind just carried you so far away. When you returned, your lips were fastened and you were cold and strange. Am I to blame? Is anything? I won't believe it. So tell me, which would you have me do? Tell you I love you, or tell you the truth, or tell you the stars will tell you exactly how it will be, or that the road just as lost as you or me. Couldn't I, shouldn't I share the pain? And I said no, and I have no place within this game. Oh my love, why would you burn the bridge but spare the train? Are you to blame? Is anything? Oh, didn't I hold the door when you left, dragging all I own across the floor? It's those little things that I came to truly love you for. Am I condemned because I did not implore? Well, at last I surrender. Tell me, which would you have me do? Tell you I love you, I'll tell you the truth, I'll tell you the stars will tell you exactly how it will be. Oh, that the road just as lost as you or me.
This is a song that's going to be the single off my solo album, which comes out this month, since today's July 1st. It was one of those happy songs that came out when I was happy. I got real sick a while back, and I was kind of out of commission. I was bedridden for a bit, and it was a long, long, hard winter, and I couldn't wait for June. So I was lying in bed. I made up this song about June. Have you ever seen the northern lights in June? When the summer's in full bloom, taste the morning rain upon your tongue. While you're waiting on the sun, waiting on the sun, waiting on that sweet summer sun. Well, you throw yourself in the river and clean your soul. You stay there all day long, fall asleep out under the stars. You remember who you are, remember who you are. Sweet June, I'm so glad you're here. Winter seemed longer this year. Sweet June, sweet June, sweet June. Have you ever loved so hard that you hurt? Given all your worth, held on too long to goodbye. Laugh until you cry, laugh until you cry, laugh until you sang along every single song, even when the words are wrong. Smiling at every stranger on the street, dancing your bare feet, dancing your bare feet, dancing your bare feet. Sweet June, I'm so glad you're here. Winter seemed longer this year. Sweet June, sweet June, sweet June. Sweet June, I'm so glad you're here. Winter seemed longer this year. Sweet June, sweet June, sweet June.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, speaking about being bedridden, I was bedridden not by disease, but, well, I guess maybe you could call alcoholism a disease, but anyway, I spent the better part of a year laying in bed, went through a divorce, lost a baby, had a lot of loss, suffered a lot of pain, and I basically checked out for about 2 years. So this was my way of getting back out. Like, I couldn't even play guitar and sing at the same time 3 years ago. So yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. The P.D. Bird and Friends, a lot of people don't really understand what that's about, but I don't have anybody except for the people, my friends, you know. So I've got people coming out and checking me out, and it makes me feel good just seeing people, you know, coming out smiling and having a good time with me. So that's what it's all about for me, and really appreciate everybody coming out. But I'm gonna pick it back up, just give you a little bit of a background of what this song's about. Maybe you can tell who it's about here after you hear it. If you guys want to throw a little in, it's A, I believe, and it's just basic blues, but might have a little bit of fun. Laying in my bed, that's all I wanna do. Oh, suck it now. Laying in my bed, that's all I wanna do. Oh, hey. I get up, except I really don't want to. Laying in my bed, that's all I wanna do. Oh, laying in my bed, that's all I want to do. If I don't get up, I'm gonna head straight for you now. It's a guitar. Oh, laying in my bed. It's a guitar. If I don't get up, I can't go very far. Laying in my bed, thinking about you. Oh, suck it now. Laying in my bed, thinking about you. Woo! That purple dress you're wearing sure brings out the shades of blue. Of blue. Thanks, guys. That's pretty sweet. We were trying, but I kept hitting the wrong chord, and I was like, no, just end it. So, who was that about? Does anybody know?
My mom?
I was gonna say his mom.
That purple dress you're wearing sure brings out the shades of blue.
Why would you write something about my mom?
Christopher Quiet Vincent and Andrew Never Quiet. We're going to invite you to also, don't forget, these fellas in some cases have traveled a long way to come play for you tonight. There's no guarantee when they agree to come. They accept my and Mike's invitation to come play at Songwriterstage. It's totally for the music and totally for you all. So be generous to them with the tip bucket there, the canister, whatever you want to call it. It's really just a dressed up Baskin-Robbins box. But anyway,
I like ice cream.
we want to invite y'all to to come down every Tuesday. Next week we have Hobo Clay, Jody Herndon, and Adam Cox. The following week we have terrific duo Blues Crossing from that's Mike Lazinga and Ray Hensley from Barbersville. We're working on a couple other yet to be announced duos for that night, but rest assured it will be a wonderful evening. Stay tuned, look at Facebook. Songwriterstage is the most original thing you can do in Charleston on any Tuesday night, and we hope y'all will come back again. All right, one more round with John.
Okay, so we're going to start this, end this actually, with a song that I wrote right after hanging out with Chris Quiet for a weekend in Morgantown. I told you guys earlier, I know, it's kind of like my Man Crush Tuesday. I don't know, but anyway. So anyway, I just started playing January 18th of 2012 was the first time I ever played out. And I've just kind of, set big goals. I wanted to open for Tim Reynolds of the Dave Matthews Band because that was my favorite guitar player. And I made that happen with the help of some friends. Because when I told the guy that I wanted to play, I know, he said, yeah, but who's PD Bird and friend? Who's the and friends? And I was like, well, it's just, different people I'll bring up. Well, he said, no, man, you've got to have a band or I'm not letting you play. And I was like, oh. So I reached out to Byzantine's drummer, Matt Wolf, freaking awesome. A couple guys that I played with, Scott Thompson, Chris Allred, and Jody Ashley plays in a band called Short Throw. Made that happen. And then this past summer, I hired a guy off of Nashville Gig Finders, blind as a bat, didn't know who I was getting, and I show up to his house in Charlotte, and he lives with Tonkin Stanton of the Grateful Dead. So we're all hanging out playing, This past weekend, I'm hanging out with Buddy Hyatt from Toto at his house, and true story, you know how everybody's always like, it's such an honor to be up here with these guys tonight. And then they go outside and they're like, man, I hate that guy. I wish, he sucks or whatever. Everybody's always saying that. But truthfully, when Roger called me, I said, there's a guy I'd like to play with. And he said, who? I said, Christopher Quiet. He said, okay, well, we'll check, see if we can make that happen. He said, what about this Andrew Atkins? I said, I don't know him. He said, from Wild Rumpus. I said, oh, I've heard of Wild Rumpus. They're pretty, I don't know him, but I was like, I'm pretty excited about this, and no kidding, I was really excited about coming up and playing with these guys, and I've had a blast. I think you guys have too, right? Yeah. It's like, I've been hanging out with, Mark Bates and Jeff Ellis and guys that played up here a couple weeks ago, just having fun, man. And true story, I don't play music to hear it. I play music to feel. That's the only reason I'm up here. Just to feel something positive, feel anything. And this song I wrote after hanging out with Chris, it kind of reminded me of him. I hope he likes it. I hope he likes me. Sound from my window, I see people laughing in the streets. From my window, I see the people that you don't want to meet. My window helps me stay part of the crowd, and I can always shut it if it gets too loud. Watch you float by in the parade, and if I don't like what I'm seeing, I just pull my shade. My window helps me feel the power of the sun, and I'm the one that gets to say when I'm done. From my my window I see the most beautiful lights. From my window I see the most terrible fights. From my window I see the rain. From my window I'm the only one I have to keep sane. My window helps me feel a part of the crowd, and I can always shut it if it gets too loud. I watch you flow by in the parade and pull the shade. My window helps me feel the power of the sun, and I'm the one that gets to say when I'm done. From my window the most everything strange. From my window I feed the people with my change. From my window I see everything going around. From my window I don't have to make a sound. Good one. It got weird, didn't it? Did that get weird? No. Alright. It's the shirt. I got a threshold, man.
But I know it was John responsible for getting the three of us together here, and I know that they were the facilitation. But you know, it's been a pleasure to play with you guys.
It's been awesome. I've had a blast. Did we mention I got t-shirts over here for sale?
I also have a t-shirt.
He also has t-shirts for sale. We might even be able to cut Chris into t-shirts.
I have a Chris t-shirt.
Yeah. She does. This one smells like me, and it's like lilac. It's right. I think it's right.
Mine smells better.
I'm sure it does. Okay, well, I think it's only appropriate if I end on a sad song. Thank you all so much for coming tonight, and thanks for listening to my emotions in song. I'm not very good at speaking on the microphone. It actually just got me in trouble this weekend, but that's why I just stick to these guys. So this is one of my more well-articulated songs, and it was after a breakup. That sounds so juvenile. After a breakup with a young woman, though, I wrote a song like you're supposed to do, and it's about parasitism.
Take this world and you break it down. Draw your theories of what will surely be, no matter from where or what you came. You hide your thoughts behind a veil, and your monsters beneath your bed. What wouldn't have taken my place? It might take you all night, it might take your whole life to find the pieces of what you are and what you will never be. It might break your plastic plans. I'm sure you'll make some other ones that pitch you up against a current that possesses no mercy. I took this world and I broke it down. I I'll be left with swords and bloody hands from a force I have no need to command. Blood that's abounding and flowing out and searching for a Herodian. What wouldn't I take in your place? It might take me all night, it might take my whole life to find the pieces of what I was and what I will never be. It might change my changing plans, I'm sure it'll bring me back around again to where the tunnel ends, and then the path always zeroes the end. It might take us all night, it might take our whole lives to find the pieces of what we were and what we will never be. Could it be the two parasites could dine off each other to survive and leave a single cell exactly where two lives occupied in peace?
All right. Oh, I will take you home. I don't think, as a songwriter, I write a lot of songs, and to be asked to pick like 8 or 9 of them to prove that you don't suck it's a hard bit, you know. So I got mad respect for these guys, because you got to sit there and figure out what songs you want to do to represent yourself and your songwriting and all that jazz. It's a hard.
I only have like 8 or 10 songs. It went hard for me. I got one for one more round. Or
well, I made up some songs just for this specific occasion, and today I was getting new tires on my car, which if you see my car out there, check them out, because I paid a ridiculous amount of money for them. So everybody look at my tires on your way.
Could have bought you a new Western shirt.
I could have. But I was sitting there, and they were taking forever, so I was sitting on the sidewalk. I was sitting on the sidewalk with my guitar, just I was writing a song. And when I write a song, I play the melody and just mumble it loudly in my head, loudly enough that some people can hear it. And this elderly lady, it took her about 10 minutes to walk towards me, so I didn't know what to do. So I just kept doing it. And she comes over and she hands me $1. And she says, "Keep on trying." And I said, "Well," I'm a songwriter. And she said, "I'm sure you are." So
did you get her number?
I did. I got her number. We're gonna meet later for some Kroger sushi, and it's gonna be pretty fantastic. But I've got a list of songs here that I should have done, but I didn't. But I'm gonna sing this song, and I don't really know this song because I wrote it today while an old lady was hitting on me.
This one ought to be pretty good.
No, I made this up today, and I'm gonna try it out. I live in Fayetteville, West Virginia. I live right in the New River Gorge, and yeah,
very nice.
I spent my whole life on that river. And today, when I was sitting outside, I just really missed the river. And I was a raft guide for 15 years, and I miss it every day. Only not at all. Just give me a second and I'll see what key this is in. I creep closer to growing older. I reach for the past. I wish I'd listened when somebody told me it all slipped by so fast. But sometimes memories fade into strangers lost in our mind. And there ain't nothing harder than holding on to time.
because I finally found the right key. Sounded good, man. Sounded good. I'm just gonna start over. I should have questioned more of the answers to try to find out why. If I knew then what I know now, would it really be a different life? My bones ache more than most, but not as much as some. Signs of a well-spent youth, full of too much fun. But every spring that river calls reminded me what's true. That home is where the heart is, my heart belongs to you. And every spring that river calls reminded me what's true. That home is where the heart is, and my heart belongs to you. Every spring that river calls reminding me what's true.